Hello everyone, you're on to Healthy Options with Maureen. Today we'll be making some baked potatoes. I already had a version of some baked potatoes cut in the French fries shape, but this one is entirely different because we are using herbs with this. The good thing about potatoes is that it's loaded with potassium, which is very good for your health. Come with me as we make this, I know you will like it. Thanks. So for our baked potatoes, we will be needing some potatoes. As you can see, this has already been peeled and cut into chunks. We need some ghee. We need some coconut oil. You could actually replace these two for vegetable oil, any vegetable oil of your choice. But I like to mix up these two for these baked potatoes because it gives a distinct taste that I like. So if you have this, fine, but if you don't, any vegetable oil at all will work. Then we need some spices. We need some paprika. We need some Italian seasoning. Oregano also can replace this. I've tried this with oregano and it goes very well too. We need some chili powder. And if you're not into spice or heat rather, you can make do without the chili powder. Then we need some grated garlic. So first things first, we'll be pouring our potatoes into a pot. So the first thing I'll be doing is to transfer my potato into an empty pot. So as you can see, it goes into the pot. Then I'll be adding on the salt. I will stir to combine. Then I'll place on heat and bring to the boil. I will cook until it's almost tender. Then I'll sieve out the water and show you what next to do from there. So this goes on the stove top right now. While the potatoes are cooking, I'm going to be greasing my baking sheet with the ghee. So as you can see, we have the ghee here, and I'm just going to pour it all over the baking sheet. Then using my palms or my fingers rather, I will spread all over to make sure it covers the baking sheet. This will stop any potatoes from sticking by the time we start baking in the oven. One of the reasons why we boil the potatoes is that we want to make the cooking process faster by the time it gets to the oven. So that's why I usually prefer to boil them first before laying it out on the baking sheet for baking. And it also helps infuse some taste into it. The taste of the spices will be added later. So that's that. I've been able to cover the baking sheet with the ghee. I'll be checking the potatoes now. So as you can see, the potatoes, they've been boiling, and I'm going to be checking it now. There's still a little bit of resistance, and that's what I'm looking for. I will sieve out the water and I will leave just a little bit of the water in the pot while I add on the spices. Then I will cover it and let the water dry up with the spices. So that's what I'll be doing now. I will sieve out the water, leave just a little bit of water at the base to help cook the potatoes through. So as you can see right there at the base, we have just very little water, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And you can notice I just placed it back under heat. You can notice it's still boiling or bubbling from under. The potatoes are still white firm. We want them to be cooked through. So I'll be adding the spices and I'll cover it and cook under low heat till I'm able to dry off the water and bring the potatoes to doneness just at the right time. So right now we have our spices, the paprika, the Italian seasoning, chili powder and garlic. They all go in. The coconut oil goes in as well. Then we have a little bit of ghee left from what we smeared in the pan, and that goes in also. So right now I'm going to stir gently to combine. I'll cover and let it cook through under low heat. Right now, as you can see, there is no more water at the base. It's all dried up and the spices has been well mixed through. So I'll be pouring this onto my baking pan now. So onto the baking pan it goes. I'm going to make sure I get every one of it in a single layer so it can cook through. and give me the color that I'm looking for. So as you can see, the potatoes are in the oven. I will come back and show you what it looks like by the time it gets cooked. So as you can see, I just got it out of the oven, and you can see how golden brown it is at the base. That's exactly what we are looking for. We are looking for that crunch at the base, and we had the coloring. I'm going to be serving this so I can show you how I usually take this. The good thing about this is that I can eat this just as it is, even without any sauce or anything, and you will still really enjoy it because the spices help give it great flavor. I will show you how I usually would serve this. So this is how I would usually serve this, with some coleslaw and some tomato sauce by the side. You could actually use protein with this dish, but I'm making an all-vegetarian meal, and that's why we are having it this way. I hope you give this recipe a go and let us know what your take is on it. Thank you.